My first job was driving a school bus when I was 16 years old in South Carolina. And so I made $258 a month, which was a big deal at that time because I bought my first car with that. But it was a lot of responsibility. And at 16 years old, I had 64 kids that went from first grade to sixth grade. And it was an incredible responsibility to do that. I think what I'm most proud of is the work that I've done related to building codes. Because when you look at building codes, that's something that saves lives. It changes the quality of living. Because I'm in the area of disaster resilience. And that's something that outlives all of us. You know, having safe infrastructure has been so important. And that's a legacy that I really appreciate. And also, I noticed that when we have losses in natural disasters, it's not because we don't know what to do most of the time. It's because we don't always do the right thing. So having a legally enforceable code is a great way to make sure that we have impact of our research so you can actually see it impacting the lives of others. And I can tell you, when you see people up close, when they're suffering, and when they've gone through loss, it really changes you. And so I take that with me quite a bit to know that that has a direct impact on the lives of people long after I'm gone. So as a higher education leader, I think it's the importance of being able to impact the lives of people. You know, I had a transformative experience of getting a degree in engineering, and I saw how it can transform a family. And one of the most important parts of our life is to being able to have a different relationship with learning. Learning is a lifestyle. It's not an event. And so in higher education, if you really want to change someone's life, you do it through learning. True freedom is knowledge and learning. It's an incredible way to increase human potential and increase the human condition. And so higher education is a big part of the advancement of our country. My parents have been the most inspirational for me because they were people who worked at the local level. They both had great careers. One was a school teacher. The other one, my father worked at the phone company. My mother was a school teacher. But they worked really hard as second careers as local grassroots elected officials, and they provided so much for the community. They did so much not only for the people where I live, but they did for the region and across the state. And the one thing I learned from them is the power of giving. And I learned that the way that they defined their impact was not just with them and who they gave to directly, but it was all the people that they touched, that those people then went to do great things. So it's not just a direct impact, but it's all the secondary impact of people that they touched as well in so many different ways. It was a book by David Goggins, who was a former Navy SEAL, and the title of the book was Can't Hurt Me. And I love the book because I identify with his personal resilience and fortitude, overcoming loss, the way he challenges himself, the way he overcomes, and the way he inspires others to do the same, to achieve in ways that they didn't think they could. Really, he's a person that really exemplifies the ultimate in discovering his full human potential. So he's an inspirational figure, and I identify with much of his life, and he's an inspirational figure for me. And I want to be that type of inspirational figure for others. We got to go with the Blue Ridge Parkway because it's curvy and it's beautiful, and I'm a racing enthusiast, and I know I'm not supposed to go so fast, but it has great curves and it's great for the types of cars that I love to drive, and I'm very used to that part of the world. I grew up in the upstate of the Carolinas and spent a lot of time on the Parkway, so that would be my choice. Well, I'm not sure that I would be allowed to play an instrument in that great band, But if I could, my favorite instrument would be the trumpet. And the trumpet is a difficult instrument to play in my mind. You have to have great tonality, great resilience. You got to have a lot of physical stamina to play it. And my favorite jazz musician of all time is Miles Davis. I play some jazz music. And his ability to shape notes and color and speak through his instrument has always been something that I've always wanted to do, and I wish I could do it. So if I could play a trumpet, it would be that. But I'm not sure they would allow me to play. Well, you know, I don't want to make too many enemies. I grew up eating barbecue that's more consistent with the east of North Carolina, but I like the west as well. So how's that for an answer? It's a non-answer.
Foot in both worlds, right?
I got a foot in both worlds. They're both great, and they're both delicious. It depends. One's more winter, and one's more summer. How about that? It depends on the season. Aggie Pride!